Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy XBlick here. Now, if you guys can see, it's pretty obvious. I am doing the third installment of What If Deku Was Captain Falcon. Now, if you guys do enjoy this, be sure to subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. And yeah, I just hope you guys really enjoy this. If you guys have any suggestions, just remember, put them in the comments or put them in the discussion page, whatever you want to do, just put them down, and if I like them, I'll do it. But anyway, just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too, and let's just get straight into this epic what if, which is what if Deku was Captain Falcon. Let's go. So before this actual story starts back up, I'm just going to quickly state something. I am completely retconning the entire Heroes vs Villains, because I didn't like that entire part of the video. So I'm going to be redoing the entire, that entire day. So if you guys are wondering why I'm redoing that, I just don't like it. It's not a good story and I could do it way better. So that's why I'm doing it. And yeah, so anyway, if we do remember from last part, we had Deku was trained by Captain Falcon. He trained with Bakugo. He got into UA, came first because he's an absolute Chad. And later on he met this girl called Melissa Shield, and they were just about to get into their second day of UA. So, anyway, that's the end of the recap. Let's get straight into the story. So we're continuing off. Deku and Bakugo, they head back into class for their second, I would say it would be second, but I'd be guessing it would maybe be a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days after their first day. So 2 or 3 days after their first day of UA, as they're rocking in, and they pretty much have class the same as normal. As they get to know the rest of the class, as they're talking to them, they get to know them. Bakugo gets to know Kirishima, and all of that. Deku talks to Melissa, and all of that happens. As we get into the final periods of the day, as they hear a tattering of footsteps, as they're wondering what's going on, as immediately a man bursts through the door screaming, "I am here!" in a bizarre position, as they see that it's All Might, and everybody screams out, "It's All Might! Wow, it's All Might!" And yeah, so everybody's fizzing, Bakugo, Deku included, they're all fizzing, they're freaking out. Melissa is still happy that her Uncle All Might is here. And yeah, so after that, another man walks in who is Captain Falcon, and everybody is just in shock. They're freaking out. They're like, yo, the original #1 hero of America and #1 hero of the world. What is this man doing here? And everybody's freaking out. They're like, yo, this is the coolest thing. We've got 2 #1 heroes in our classroom at the same time. So cool. So anyway, they're freaking out. Bakugo, Deku doesn't really talk about the fact that they actually know Douglas. But yeah, so they all do that, and All Might says, "Hello everybody, got to remember, clues make the pros," as capsules open through the door, or through the wall, as their hero suits are brought out. And so how pretty much Deku's suit was made is how I stated it in the last part. So he's got pretty much the same exact suit as Captain Falcon, just a little bit different. He's got the Captain Falcon mask, like helmet, and pretty much the exact same body kind of thing. He doesn't really have the gun, and the blue part of his body is black. He wears a green pauldron, his helmet is green, and he wears the Deku mask, the metal mask that he has that over his face, so his entire face is covered. The rest of his body, all the gold and all that, is covered in green. His boots are red, pretty much the same color scheme as his original colors. So that's how that goes. And yeah, so as he goes out, he meets everybody. He's like, yo, this is pretty sick. Everybody's like, yo, your suit is sick. It kind of looks like Captain Falcon's though, and he's like, yeah, he's kind of my idol, you know. He's a pretty, since my quirk is very similar to his in my thoughts, that like, I just thought like it would be so cool to like, it's awesome that he's here in general. So like, you know, like, I just really admire him and want my suit to be based around him. So like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And as he's like talking to everybody, he turns around to see Melissa walking out with her hair in a kind of hair tie and in a blue skin suit with white and yellow heels. And he's like, in his mind, he's like thinking like, oh my goodness, what is this? What is the luck that I have got? And yeah, so he's like, in his mind, pretty much fawning over her. But as I said, Deku is a Chad, so he is keeping his composure. As Melissa walks up to him, as she's like, hey Zuko, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm pretty cool, Melissa. How about you? She was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and she says like, your suit looks awesome, by the way. And he's like, yeah, thanks, yours does too. And she's like, yeah, this is kind of just a makeshift thing. It's not the thing I'm wanting to go for. The suit I'm still working on it, so that should be in by, I don't know, a couple weeks maybe. So that would be pretty cool. As Deku's like, oh, that's cool. And yeah, so they pretty much are talking as All Might announces class that they're going to be doing a heroes versus villains training. So they do that as Captain Falcon, he pretty much draws out the lots, as he says, all the same lots, everything's pretty much the same. Except I'm pretty sure in the last part I expelled Mineta, I think. Or no, I replaced Toro, that's right. So pretty much everybody's the same except Melissa is where Toru was, so Melissa is with Ojiro against Todoroki and Shoji, and yeah, Deku is against Bakugo, and every team is the same. So that all kind of happens the same way, as Izuku and Bakugo are just looking at each other with the most sinister glares that anybody could ever set their eyes on. They're just like, there's pretty much, like, you can see the sparks of electricity between them. Like, the tension between them is so high. Because, like, they may be best friends, but when it comes to training, they are ready to kill. So, pretty much that happens, and Douglas is immediately regretting his decision, but it's too late now. So, yeah, pretty much the first match starts, which is Izuku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ida. As they pretty much do the same thing, they get ready. As Bakugo, he's a little bit more composed, but he still wants to literally kill Deku, so he's going to go down there no matter what Ida says. Yeah, so he goes. Yeah, so they are doing all their planning as Deku and Uraraka start their planning. As Uraraka's like, alright, do you have any plans? Like, you must, like, you and Bakugo seem to be good friends. Do you know any way to fight against him? And yeah, and Deku just says, like, yeah, he's gonna come straight for me. I know this for a fact. Like, we're best friends, but when it comes to training, we're gonna kill each other. So he stays there, and she has a sweat drop going down her face, but she's like, okay. And yeah, so they all get ready as he says, like, he's gonna come for me. When that happens, you start heading up, and I'll be back with you soon. If I cannot end this in one hit. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, probably could. And she's like, okay. So yeah, so pretty much the match starts as Bakugo just starts blasting his way down. He's sending it. So yeah, that's pretty much happening the same. He's sending it downwards as Deku and Uraraka start walking, and on the second floor or third floor, they start to pretty much hear explosions going on. And as he gets further down, like, into the building, he hears the explosions getting louder and louder and louder. And Bakugo, as he's exploding down the halls of this building, he quickly turns around a corner, ready to pretty much explode or to boost himself forwards, as he sees Izuku in a punching position. As Bakugo doesn't have enough time to react, as Izuku clenches his fists, pivots his foot, as flame starts flickering off of his hand, as his full right arm gets engulfed in fire, as Izuku screams out, "Falcon! Punch!" as he punches Bakugo square in the stomach, as Bakugo gets sent flying through multiple walls until landing in, like, another one, embedding himself into the wall, knocking him out. As this happens, Deku looks at his hand as the smoke starts rising off it, as Uraraka's just wide-eyed. She's just in awe. She's looking at, like, where the plenty of, like, broken walls leading to Bakugo, as she just slowly turns to Deku, as Deku's like, yeah, I think I hit him too hard. Yeah, he should be fine. As he swiftly walks up to him and wraps him in the capture tape. As this, after this happens, they then move up the stairs as they finally reach the top floor where the bomb room is. As they get to this, they hear Ida monologuing as Uraraka is just about to laugh, as Deku just covers her mouth quickly, as she's a little bit surprised by it, but she's fine with it. And yeah, she's just ready to explode with laughter, because it was quite a funny scene. As Ida's monologuing, as Deku decides to play along, as he says, "Halt, villain! Stop with your evil deeds and come with me." As Ida's like, "Oh, hero, you think you are strong, but you are not strong enough to defeat me. You will not spoil my plans." As Deku, he's still going along with it, as he's like, "Villain, it is my duty to take you down in the name of justice." As Ida, he continues his monologue towards Deku, as Deku's like, okay, this is enough. As he just quickly, like, boosts towards him, as he just punches Ida up into the roof and kicks him through the roof onto, or I guess double kicks him through the roof and onto the roof of the building. As Deku's like, he should be fine, as Uraraka touches the bomb and gives them the win. After this, Bakugo and Ida are sent to recovery guilds immediately, As Bakugo, he's got a broken diaphragm, and Ida has got a bruised face. And yeah, so yeah, he everybody goes into the room as what's his face? As Captain Falcon, he says, "Alright, who do you believe would be the thingy or the player of the match?" As Momo says, yes, Momo pretty much does her whole thing, and she's like, "I believe it is Izuku, as he was able to stop both villains and also take top priority of pretty much securing the bomb." As Falcon's like, "Yes, that is correct. Is there any kind of critical information or critic views you can put against any of the situations in the fight?" As Momo says, well, Bakugo was too aggressive and didn't put the mission at hand and put his own little feudal rival with Deku above the mission, and that is what got him defeated and eliminated from the fight. Ida was too caught up in his monologue, as that's what let him be caught off guard, even though Midoriya was far too quick for the eye to see, so that wasn't too much for him to blame, but he should have been paying attention a little bit more. Falcon needs to prioritize not destroying as much property, and Uraraka needs to try and involve herself just a little bit more. And Falcon's like, "Yeah, that pretty much sums it all up. She's gonna take my job." As that all happens, they get onto the next matches, as all the rest of the matches happen the same until we get to Melissa and Ojiro versus Todoroki and Shoji. As Melissa, she kind of comes up with a plan with Ojiro, as she already this thing, because she saw what Todoroki's quirk is, so she thinks that he will probably go for a fully iced kind of move and just try and freeze over the entire place if his abilities range that far. So she warned Ojiro with this, as he agrees. Yeah, he's like, okay, I'll be sure to look out for that. As pretty much Todoroki has the same mindset, as he's like, okay, I'm just gonna freeze them and they're gonna be gone. As pretty much he freezes them, and the same thing happens. He walks up, as he says, don't bother to struggle, or else, unless you want to lose the bottoms of your feet. As Melissa, she quickly pulls out a stun gun and shoots what's his face, as she shoots Todoroki square in the face, knocking him out immediately. I'm sorry to do that to Todoroki dirty, but gotta do it. And yeah, so everybody's kind of shocked at that. Everybody's like, oh damn. As she quickly shoots the ice off her feet, as she shoots the ice off of Ojiro's feet, as she puts a kind of heat, I'm going to say she has a heat grenade kind of thing. She puts that down, as it pretty much explodes and just heat goes everywhere. So it doesn't hurt anything, it just melts all the ice. And yeah. So after that, she goes down to, or they start to slowly walk down to kind of Shoji. Shoji, not hearing anything, kind of gets a little bit worried, so he starts to walk in, as he gets up to the top and is ambushed by Melissa and Ojiro, who take him down pretty swiftly, with Melissa landing solid shots with her martial arts and her weapons and support items, with Ojiro using his martial arts, and they both swiftly take down Shoji. Yeah, so that all happens, and everybody is pretty amazed. They're like, wow, they're good. And when the kind of, the critical talking happens, Momo does the same talking, except she and some other people talk as well. Like Midoriya, he says like straight up, she says like first of all, Melissa shouldn't have used those 2 rounds to shoot off the ice. She should have put down the explosive immediately, therefore not wasting as many rounds, and using a couple other kind of critical talkings. As that all happens, and the rest of the matches happen the same. As, yeah, that all is finished up, and yeah, pretty much, Melissa and Deku, they both start talking as they're like, you know, congratulating each other with this, saying how cool they were, and like, they were just so cool. As Izuku's like, yeah, well, that's pretty cool, you know, as they're talking. And Bakugo finally gets out with, he's got pretty much a Super Saiyan aura going around him. He's got that, just that kind of, he's got that stereotypical angered Bakugo where he looks like a demon ready to murder you. As he's slowly walking, or not slowly, swiftly walking towards, pretty much marching towards Izuku. As he just screams out, Deku! Deku turns around slowly as he sees Bakugo. He's like, it's nice seeing you again, Melissa. I'm gonna see you later. Okay, bye. As he does a sprint, he gets out of there and he keeps sprinting. He is giving it plenty. He is gassing it, and he keeps gassing it until he gets home. And as we time skip another couple days, as we get to Class 1A, as they are sitting in their classroom, where Mr. Aizawa, he walks in, as he states the following, as he kind of says to the class, today will decide your entire time here in this classroom. This will be the most decisive and important decision of your hero careers, of your schooling careers here at UA, and that is, you have to pick a class president. As everybody screams out, normal school stuff, as they're all like, yeah, and everybody starts voting, and everybody's like, yeah, it should be me, and Ida does the normal thing as he says that they should do a vote. They should vote for who should be the class president. As everybody votes, a lot of them vote for themselves because they're selfish. Yeah, a lot of them vote for themselves. What's his face? Deku, he votes for Ida as he sees him as quite a, you know, good guy, and he ends up guessing he ends up getting 2 votes from Melissa and Ida. And Ida ends up getting 3 votes? Yeah, 3 votes. 2 from, 1 from Deku, 1 from Uraraka, and 1 from Bakugo. And so, yeah. As that all kind of goes the same, and Ida becomes president, and Deku and Momo split for class president, but Deku just says, nah, she can have it. I don't want the responsibility. You guys can do it. I'm not sued for it. And yeah, so everybody's like, okay, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. So yeah, as that all happens, everybody kind of starts heading to the cafeteria. As everybody sits down, a lot of people sit down in one group in Class 1A, as everybody's become closer friends and all that. As they start talking about like family and all that, and Deku just points out like, aren't you in Genium's brother? As Ida's like, how did you know that? And he was like, well, for me it was kind of obvious. I'm kind of a fanboy, Bakugo can tell you that. But yeah, so he's kind of a pretty cool guy. As Ida's like, yes, he is my older brother, and I'm very proud of him. And he starts going on a tangent, and Uraraka realizes that Ida is rich, and yeah, so then it finally comes out, like, everybody's like, by the way, like, so why did you you even use the Falcon Punch, like, in the fighting thing, as in the Heroes vs Villains, as he just comes out and says it. Recently Captain Falcon found me, and he has trained me to master my abilities so that I can get stronger. Like, this was like just like around UA's time. He trained me for the kind of, you know, training his power, which technically he's not lying, because he did train him during that time. And yeah, so everybody's like, yo, you were trained by Captain Falcon, that is so cool. And yeah, so that all happens, and then the alarm, or everybody's talking about their kind of why they're becoming a hero. Deku comes, he's the same, he wants to do it to save people and to put smiles on people's faces and all that. Bakugo, he's got a different motivation, he wants to do it to save people. And Uraraka has got the same motivation. Everybody else has got the same motivation. As Uraraka says, yeah, she needs money. So, yeah. As that all happens, they all kind of hear an alarm going off, and they're like, well, what's going on here? As the same stuff happens. Everybody's kind of freaking out. They're like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? This alarm. This has never happened at my time of UA. What is going on? This is freaky. There are villains at the school. We are all gonna die. So Ida then does the same plan. He gets slapped by Uraraka when he sees that it's just the press outside, and he kind of, you know, goes up, becomes the doorman, and he does the same thing, saying, it's just the press outside. What are you all screaming for? You buffoons. You're supposed to be heroes of UA. And yeah, they're all like, that makes sense. So yeah, after that, everybody goes back and continues with their day, being honest. So nothing else really eventful happens that day. And yeah, so everybody says, like, yeah, class president should be Ida. Ida is a lot better suited than pretty much anybody else of us. And yeah, so they're like, well, yeah, cool. So yeah, so a couple days after this, they are all told that they're going to be going to a field trip to an off-site campus training facility. As they're all like, oh, it's going to be sick. What are we doing this for? And as Aizawa says, we're going to be doing rescue training. As they're like, oh, okay, this is going to be cool as. And yeah, so they are all on their way as they all get into their hero suits, and they pretty much, they have got like other heroes with them. They've got Aizawa. No, they don't have other heroes with them, sorry. They've got just the same normal Aizawa in the bus, as everybody's talking about who they think is the strongest, and everybody agrees it's either between Midoriya, Todoroki, or Bakugo. And Bakugo flat out says it. He's like, Midoriya is stronger than me at the moment. Like, Deku is stronger than me. Like, as you saw, he sent me flying. But yeah, and Deku's like, you can't be like flattering me too much. Like, you are very strong, Bakugo. Like, you've put your money where your mouth is multiple times against me. As Bakugo's like, yeah, whatever, but I will defeat you one day. As in Bakugo's head, he's just like, these guys think they're up to my level. What dweebs? Who would think that they're stronger than me? I'm the son of the number 2 hero. As yeah, so he's thinking there, he's like, there's nobody stronger than me. I can smack all these kids with my just ice quirk. But as this happens, he also got his eyes on Melissa, who gave him a one-shot. Yeah. And they also do add Melissa in there, but they know, like, without her gears, she would probably get smacked. But yeah, so that all happens and they get to the bus, or they get off the bus as they are greeted by the Space Hero 13, as everybody's like, yo 13, Uraraka's fizzing, she's freaking out, she's like, yo, this is my favorite hero, what is going on? Sorry if you heard the creaky chair, I've got a creaky chair. But yeah, she's freaking me out like, yo, 13's my favorite hero, this is the coolest thing! Yes, yeah, so they're all like, yo, it's pretty cool, and that she explains, she's like, hello, like, we're welcome to the USJ, as they're like, Universal Studios of Japan? What? She's like, no, unforeseen simulation joint, as she makes the weird joke, which I can't remember. But yeah, she makes a weird joke as that all happens. As they get in there, everything pretty much goes the same. Deku is right up the back, so he can't really see what's going on up the front. As 13 is giving her a speech about how quirks can be dangerous and can kill people, and Deku is paying attention. He's like, yep, that is very true in my case, where I nearly sent my best friend 6 feet under. And yeah, but that kind of happened, and yeah, so Deku kind of is listening to that, and everybody's listening. As Kirishima points out, he's like, yo, these guys have even got fake villains, and they're like, whoa, that's so cool. As Aizawa's like, fake, wait, what? What? As he looks down, he's like, yo, guys, these aren't fake villains, they're real villains. As everybody's like, what? Fake villains? As they're all like, whoa, this is scary. This just got very real very quickly. As yeah, they're like, whoa, what's going on? As Aizawa jumps down quickly, he's like, 13, protect the kids. And that is where I'm going to end off this story. If you guys did enjoy, then be sure to subscribe, like, whatever. And if you guys have got any suggestions, hit me up, either in the comments or in the discussion. Anyway, I'm going to say laters. Remember, God is awesome, so are you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.